Hello everyone, Sharoni here. So we have an update on Wendy Williams. So we're going to read an article from People magazine, but before we get to the article, let's go back and see where this all stems from, sorry. So in May of 2022, Wendy Williams has been living under a legal guardianship that oversees both her finances and health. She and Sabrina Morrissey have been at odds over the status of her well being. So we have that. And then we have that on March 10th, Wendy Williams was removed from her assisted living facility and taken to a hospital by the New York City Police Department. And within that visit, she was given a mental competency test, and that was following her dementia diagnosis in 2023, and she passed that test with flying colors, and this was March 10th. So now we have an update where it says that basically Wendy, she underwent some more testing because of course she passed that test. Everybody says she's fine. She doesn't have dementia. She is not incapacitated the way they said. So now we're going to read the article in follow up to the second rounds of tests that they gave to Wendy, and we'll see what that conclusion is. So it says Wendy Williams medical exam complete as updated health diagnosis upholds her guardianship. So they're saying what she was diagnosed with, it's actual from these last tests. It says the former talk show host, who has been living under a legal guardianship that oversees her finances and health since May 2022, was re-diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and aphasia, sources tell People. Wendy Williams' guardianship is being upheld after she completed a significant number of tests as part of a medical examination, according to documents. Legal documents obtained by People indicate the television personality's medical evaluation, which included a significant number of tests, both medical and neuropsychological, and scans finding brain imaging, has been completed, and doctors have determined an opinion about Williams' neurological condition and diagnosis. Though the condition is not listed in the paperwork, sources tell People that Wendy Williams has been diagnosed with FTD, which is the frontotemporal dementia and aphasia. She was first diagnosed with FTD and aphasia in 2023. In the documents, an attorney for Williams' guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, requests the court extend the guardianship for 3 months with an end date of November 5th. The attorney also notes that complications have arisen due to various parties, including counsel for certain members of Williams' family. Williams' ex-husband and others have indicated their intention to challenge both the guardianship itself as well as Miss Morrissey's status as guardian. So yes, we don't need to go much more into the article. Basically, Kevin, or ex-husband, or Kelvin. I'm not even quite sure what his name is because we hear Kevin and we hear Kelvin. But, he too basically wanted to go after Sabrina Morrissey to say, look, get her out of this guardianship. We don't need you. And, people are saying it's because he wants money, because since once Wendy divorced and then, they placed her on this guardianship, Kevin was not getting money anymore. And so, people are saying that's one of the reasons why. And I'm sure it is, but hopefully, he wants the best for Wendy. And but I'm confused as to why they're saying the end date is November 5th. Why not just end it now And then in 2023, that's when she was diagnosed with aphasia and FTD. But then they're saying where they say something about hold on. It says the condition is not listed in the paperwork. So if it's not listed in the paperwork, how will we know what exactly then she was diagnosed with now? But they're basically saying it's the same thing as she had in 2023. Is something going on? They don't want to let Wendy go, and why? I'm confused. So come November 5th, we'll see if she ends it. Could they extend it to that if she'll be out? If she's out, will they put guardianship to her niece Alex or sister? But something seems fishy here. So gossipers, what are your thoughts? Do you believe this all?